I went to LSE for I did a double majors in marketing and finance, but that wasn't my thing, and I was like, when I was in third year, I was like, I want to drop out. Because like all the cool people drop out, so I was I want to drop out.
Drop out,
To yet another episode. We've got a really exciting guest with us today. We've got Omar Mukhtar, who is a singer-songwriter. And we're really just here to have a casual conversation with him, to get to know him, more about what he does and why he does it. And I think what you guys would like to know is that Omar's got a really active profile, just in terms of, being social, being a singer-songwriter. This man's got tons of views on YouTube. He's got tons of content out.
Like his most popular video was 200k views. Like, we haven't been able to hit that number ever. So like, this guy is up there on the YouTube stratosphere.
Omar, what I think is super impressive is that you've got professional level quality when it comes to some of the music videos you have. Like, we've spoken to singer-songwriters, but I think what I really like is that you've put a lot of effort into the whole thing. You've got professional music videos with professional editing, professional audio, video, and I think from an artist's perspective, you've really tried to do the whole performance. It's not just I want to sing a song. It's like, I'm making a whole experience out of it. So,
thank you, man. That means a lot. A lot. Even though most of my music videos were zero budget videos. So
Don't we all start off with zero budget things? Like, this podcast is a zero budget venture.
Right. That's how we do it. I think professional touch, whatever you see on the internet, mostly if it's done in a nice manner, people would think, bada professional scene hai. Actually kuch bhi nahi hota, easy hota hai. Everything's professional.
But it's the effort that goes in. And it's weird saying this, but you probably have more official music videos than some of my favorite artists. They just don't put the effort into making professional music videos. And I personally, I used to put YouTube on my TV and I just listen to music, but in the background. And I get really annoyed when people don't have music videos. So it's nice to see that you put that extra effort in to give your friends something.
Even though what you just said just hit me right in the heart, because I haven't put out a music video since more than a year now. But
oh shit!
Dude, the people I tend to listen to will put out albums after 7-8 years, and then everyone's like, "Wow, you got a new album."
Yeah.
Wow,
so you have 6 years to make it up.
I do release a lot of music. That's something that I would like. That's something I at least do. Music to hona chahiye. Last year I released about 18 songs. So this year I'm done with.
I see your tagline. It says new music every week. How do you do that? Do you actually end up producing new music every week, or what's the scene? I want to know.
Yeah, so I haven't changed it a bit because it looks cool, man. New music every week. But I put it up last year. So last year it was I was releasing new music every week, and I was producing and making it and releasing it, making the album art and doing everything within a week and then putting it out. But this year, due to Corona and all other things, things have slowed down, and I'm working on an album these days, so that also puts something into the slows the process down.
Interesting.
Very nice. So tell me a bit about yourself. I know you play the guitar. Is that what you're focused around? Is it just guitar and vocals, or do you like to put together different elements too?
Yeah, so I'm technically a guitar player, and I used to make songs on my guitar, and then I started. I learned the piano first. That was in grade 2, but I, stopped playing it when I grew up, and I found the guitar. But then when I got into production, I realized how important the keyboard is. It helps you, make things. So that's when I got into production, and then production can then you're playing around with different elements. It's fun. So now it's you have a whole orchestra in your computer. Like
Nice.
that.
That
Yeah.
is really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole toolbox, right? Like,
Yeah.
and
One
I'm
man
sure,
band, I think.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Omar, what
I
I want
love.
to know is that. So Omar, wait, before that,
Mm-hmm.
Omar, what I want to know is that when did you get into music? Because a lot of people get into music at a very young age, and then they hone their craft, and then they come to where they are. So I want to know where you started, what were the circumstances, and how did you get to where you are, where you can actually do music full time, and any advice for any upcoming music, aspiring music artists or whatever.
Yeah, it's also mainly it started when I was
Yeah.
very young, and
Yeah.
I remember that I used to just sing songs randomly and like get on tables when I was 3, okay, and I used to get that attention. That stopped for me because my dad wanted me to be a businessman, so he was like, no, don't do
Yeah.
this, and like you should focus on business more. So
Yeah.
I started focusing on the business side more.
Yeah.
Like I grew up by focusing on business and those things. My dad bought me a guitar when I was in grade 8, so I got the guitar when I was in grade 8, and I started writing my own songs. And then I wrote Gia in 2012, and
Yeah. That song.
yeah, that was when things changed for me, and I went and performed at a competition.
Yeah.
At that time, it was all a hobby. I was in what A levels at that time,
Yeah.
and Gia got hit, and Gia got like viral in our little community of inter schools like LGS 101, LGS Defense, LGS
Yeah.
JT, BDC,
Yeah.
these little schools that it's in bubble that you are in. So
Yeah.
क्या कहते हैं, so that's when I was like, I made a page because of that, and at that time it was all fun and I wasn't sure what I was doing, but then like how things just one thing led to the other. I was like, okay, I'll do an album, and then I started working on an album, and then like by the time I finished my degree I was sure that I'm doing, I'm not pursuing it. I was in my 3rd year when I thought, okay, I'll drop out because I
What
don't
did you do
need this
degree?
degree.
What did you do?
Yeah,
Degree? What did you go to school
I
for?
went to LSE for
Mhm.
I did a double majors in marketing and finance, but
Okay.
that wasn't my thing, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. When I was in 3rd year, I was like, yeah, I want to drop out. Because like all the cool people drop out, so I was like, I
Yeah.
want to drop out.
Drop out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I told my parents I want to drop out, but they didn't let me. So sad story. I wish I was a dropout.
Hey, by the time here's the thing, Omar. By the time you're in 30, you might as well fucking complete your degree.
Yeah.
Then go the other way. Matlab, if you want to do it in the first, 2nd year. But like,
It's like,
I don't know, man. Like, but like,
Just do
still, if you can drop out, I'd still say, like, if anybody's watching this and if they are feeling like dropping out, dude, drop
drop
out.
the fuck out, guys.
Yeah,
drop the
drop
fuck
out.
out.
Yeah.
Take it from me. Take it
I
from
mean,
Omar.
dude,
We're giving you
there's
professional
only
advice.
there's only one thing you can do right now. You just have to start, yato another undergrad, masters, and ek hafte baad
Yeah, I don't like the education system that we have.
I don't either.
Yeah, honestly, like मैं अभी परसों तरसों सोच रहा था कि मैं अपने बच्चों को चाहूँगा स्कूल ही ना जाए. But
Same.
like I was thinking,
Omar,
yeah.
Same, bro. Like legit, I think about this so much. I'm always like, to my kids, like they'll always be given an option to go to university, but I will not encourage it at all. Like, dude, the
Yeah.
education system it needs to be flipped on its head completely in order to be actually useful now.
I was thinking like I need to make a community people who think like how the education system sucks, and like maybe
Yeah.
we can make a new form of education system for our kids maybe, and what
Yeah.
this COVID and whole thing has given us is like you can work at home, you can do things
can.
at home, you can continue your education at home, make your own damn curriculum, man. Like koi baat
Exactly.
nahi.
Exactly.
Invest
That's
in your
fair.
kids and
That's
invest
fair.
in your kids.
And we're sorry to
Who
interrupt
needs-
you, but
yeah.
yeah, I feel like the three of us we're fairly smart. We come from pretty good backgrounds.
Yeah.
But 99% of the people, they're making their own curriculums. Bro, it would be such a shit show. Like, can you imagine if like even like 2% of our population decided to teach themselves and teach their own kids?
Hey.
Like,
In my opinion, dude, in my opinion, Salman, that would do less damage than what the current education system is doing right now. The current education system is fucking hell bent on teaching you how to pick up a teacher's fucking unki TC karana, theek hai? How to like literally talk nice to a teacher in order to get good grades.
You're not getting any knowledge out of it.
You're not
for
getting
sure.
any shit, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not getting
and
shit,
like
bro, yeah.
so Salman, like what you just said, onto that, ke back in the days they didn't have a formalized education system. Ke this would be the pattern that we'll follow. Like they had their own. Every school had their own system, and every school had their own thing. Like. And people turned out fine, यार. People became Julius Caesar. People became Alexander. उन्हीं चीजों में एक मोहम्मद बिन कासिम भी उन्हीं में था. एक सारी उन्हीं में थे यार. जो जिसने पढ़ा अपने अपने सिस्टम में ही पढ़ा. क्या हम O levels A levels के सिस्टम में रह के पढ़े हुए हैं?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean I feel like the biggest problem then is just competition. Like I agree that the system's not the best, but you still have to compete with all these kids who are in the system, right? If you're out of it, then I wouldn't put my own kids at a disadvantage like that, because I know anime it'll be a bit harder.
To be honest, I feel like you're putting them at an advantage by taking them out of the system.
It could be an advantage, but if you want to take like a traditional career path, you want like a job at a company.
Dude, STEM is STEM.
It's harder that way.
STEM is STEM. Dude, for medical, lawyer, all that shit, you need to take the traditional route. There's no question about it. But those fuckers doing gender studies, literature and all that, going to college and spending pata nahi how many thousands of dollars a year and actually going into debt for something like that, dude, that is the stupidest thing you can do. If you want to meet people who are like-minded, fucking go to Europe for a month. Just travel around and talk to literature, like-minded folks all over Reddit and something like that.
But इसका तरीका क्या है? Get rich yourself and like get crazy ass rich ताकि अपने बच्चों को crazy ass exposure दे सको और like ताकि सलमान वाला point ना पड़े आपको, and then invest in your kids' time, like invest in their time and make sure that they become Bill Gates. So teach them new things यार, teach them good things यार. हर रोज का एक मजे की चीजें सीखें यार. Woodcraft ही सीख लें यार, कुछ भी सीख लें.
No, that's fair. I mean, in that case, I think the moral of the story is get rich.
I don't like the system, man. I've been thinking about it. I don't have a concrete plan. I wish हमने हफ्ते बाद किया होता podcast. हमने आपके सामने एक paper रखता है यार. ये होना चाहिए point.
Yeah, Omar. We should we should have another podcast maybe like a month later where we bring out like a concrete plan. We present it to the governments, we present it to the systems, and we're like, to change your entire shit, we need this implemented. And yeah man, we're just a month earlier, that's all.
Omar Mukhtar for president, 2024.
Elections. When is the elections, bro? Is it 2021, 2022? I don't even know.
No idea, man. I have no interest in what's happening in the world, but like I do have an interest in what I'll be doing with my kids. Even though my wife to be would not agree with my ideologies, but like maybe one day I'll convince her.
It's fine,
We'll
bro.
see.
Maybe you and Saad, you and I can make a plan and and then make a concrete plan.
I'm so
You
down.
guys can start your own school.
Yeah,
dude. That was actually that's actually like my plan in the future. Like I was like I want to be in a position where I do not want to send my kids to traditional school, where I can actually start up my own education system for free, where people who are actually capable can come and hone their abilities. That's like one of my bucket list goals.
Same man. Same.
Yeah.
Same. Agreed.
Where I want to educate them through my own systems, which is something that is needed.
Looks like a future business partnerships in the making right now.
Yeah.
Saman, you might be my podcast partner, but he's my education partner.
Yeah. People would look
You guys
onto this
see that,
podcast maybe later on one day. They'll be like, whoa. Yeah, यहाँ शुरू हुआ सब कुछ.
Okay, imagine if this actually happens and this goddamn podcast is legitimately the only reason why.
Crazy हो जाएगा.
It's crazy. It's crazy. One thing often leads to another. It's all a domino effect. You start one thing, then you do another thing. I'm pretty sure you felt that in your music as well and in your career. Like you probably wrote one thing as a joke. It probably went a little bit viral. You're like, oh shit, this is something legit. Let me try something else. That thing fails, but then you try something else, then that thing pops off a little bit. It's all trial and error, man. So
Yeah, everything's related, man. यार हम थोड़ी देर के लिए इस दुनिया में आए हैं, कुछ तो करके जाना है.
exactly,
बस
bro.
एक नॉर्मल
Just be
जिंदगी
happy.
जी के चले गए तो
Is
क्या
that-
फायदा यार.
Are these lyrics from your song?
No, these are the things that I think about.
Yeah.
Although like a little bit I've mentioned it in one of my songs. There's a song of mine called "Ae Dil Sambhal Ja." I haven't released it. I just made a small Instagram acoustic video of it, in which I say कि "Ae Dil Sambhal Ja, क्यों है तू रोता जब ये सफर एक आरज़ी रहना." So that's
Yeah.
the ideology I live on.
Nice. I really like it. Saman, did you get any of that, man?
नहीं मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आया. Omar, yeah, my Urdu is pretty weak, so I'm sorry.
His Urdu is fucking trash, bro. Like it's like dude, this is literally like this is like literally our thing where anything we say in Urdu, we're like, Salman, did you get that? Or do we need to get it? Do we need to
Yeah,
translate
like
it for you?
Okay,
I
Salman.
grew up in Islamabad, man, but God knows what happened there.
Burger, bro.
Oh,
Ah,
dude,
yeah.
dude, that's what we
100%.
are. 100. We're not even denying it. We own it like we own it, man. That's
As I said,
right.
you're also from Islamabad.
Oh yeah, bro. We're both from Islam.
Yeah. Oh,
We're
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, we grew up
Yeah.
in the same school. We went to the same school. We had our own systems and all. We were the same. We went from there.
Cool. Interesting, man.
Yeah. So Omar, one question. I
Yeah.
know this question can be a bit scary to some people, but where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you have a concrete plan, or do you not have a plan? What's your scene?
Yeah, so the thing is that I'm in the entertainment industry
Of
on a
course.
broader perspective. So,
Yeah.
to क्या कहते हैं, in music the thing is, and in Pakistan the thing is that everything is a bit dicey, especially in this industry. Like it's already, the industry is too small. We know everybody, almost everybody who's in it. So as a musician, what I see people are doing is that there aren't many good musicians, man. Like just keep on making good music, you'll get somewhere, and something would happen. Like,
Yeah.
and make a plan for the school, and maybe 10
Yeah,
years
yeah.
down the road
Yeah,
and have
yeah.
that school open. So like that's my
Yeah.
plan.
So you want your
That's
school?
good, man.
So you want our school? Nice.
Yeah, I don't want a school, but it's definitely something that I do think about. Ki, like, I would want to I don't know what revolutionize the whole thing, the educational system somehow. Like that's something I would want to do. It's like, have you watched The Secret? Do you know about the law of attraction?
I know about the law of attraction. But yeah.
Okay, so like just think about it, and then one day the domino effect will somehow happen, and one thing would lead to
It's
the
not-
another.
It's not about just thinking about it, Omar. I don't believe in just thinking about it. I believe that one, yes, thinking about it is important. It is important, but those little actions towards that goal that actually cause it to attract towards yourself, like active effort. That is what causes the law of attraction to actually work, not just fucking thinking about it. Like I've heard people just be like, if you can perceive it, you can conceive it, or some shit like that. I mean, dude,
No.
that is true if you actually act upon it.
So I think thinking upon it is the first step. You think
It
about
is.
it, and then
It
you
is.
imagine a scenario. One day, out of the blue, something would happen. Like I'll tell you, like this podcast. Let's say this podcast, for a week ago, I didn't know that this podcast was happening.
Yeah.
You were thinking about an educational system. I was thinking about an educational system.
Yeah.
2 days ago, I'm not even kidding, I was thinking about how I need to do something, and it was something that I was just thinking
Yeah.
while I was driving, and I was like, maybe one day I'll meet somebody who would think just like me, and today I am on this
Holy
podcast with you. So
shit.
like, see man,
Holy
it's the law of
shit.
attraction working right here.
Yeah. So I was just like, yeah, Omar, that is perfectly fine. When you think about it, like, you were thinking about it 2 days ago, you were going to meet somebody with an education system, like the same mindset. You met somebody. Now it's the time to act upon it. Like, now the 2 people or the 3 people, whoever you meet, now it's the time to, like, actually expand upon that idea and actually build that idea into something concrete. So,
Scene on, Asad. Contact
See,
me.
meet me after
See,
5 years when I have a little bit of moolah. maybe talk to me in like let's talk in 5 years when I have a little bit of moolah and we can talk. We can expand.
Yeah.
Do you know where I got this? Where did you get your idea about the whole education reforming the education system? Like where did you get it?
Yeah, I never liked what I was studying, and I was what shit am I stuck in? Like I told you, I wanted to drop out, man. I was like, this isn't like, I never cared about the grades or anything, and I was like, this is all just like
a waste of time.
Yeah, a waste of time. I could be doing so much better things than wasting my time here. And
but now you are. But now you are, aren't you?
Now I'm doing what?
Now you're doing much better things, aren't you? Like
Yeah. I mean, now I'll tell you. I still haven't stopped studying. I study the Quran almost on a daily basis. I study poetry. I study क्या कहते हैं history की multiple चीज़ें. You have so many things on the internet. You can dive into any subject that you want to, and you can like
self-educate.
Achieve what? Yeah, self-educate yourself, man.
Yeah. And guys, this has been less of a music podcast and more of an education podcast, and I really liked it.
I think it's really interesting.
I really like that we went that direction, and guys, I think we're hitting our cap time. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Please hit the like and subscribe button down below. I forgot to say that in the very beginning, so make that shit blue, and make sure that you subscribe to us as well, and hit the bell icon. Yes, guys,
the notify button.
Yeah, the notify. Apparently, that's the thing as well, guys. We did not know that. So
apparently
just hit the
bell. Please,
it is the thing.
Just hit that shit, guys. Just hit that shit. All right, Omar. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been fun.
Yeah, man.
Peace. Adios. Goodbye.